Practice on a Saturday with the Thursday game. We've kind of changed our schedule, so we call it Bonus Monday. But I thought the energy was really good. Thought the kids were really, intense on their thoughts and put in some new installation and stuff. So overall, it was a really good day.
What's it been like to see Tack kind of blossom these last few games? I mean, we all knew it was there, but just to see him actually do it and make those plays.
Well, I think Tack, he came in as a raw athlete. I seem to think that he's improved every day since he's been here. We've asked him to do some different things throughout his career. Last year he played a little bit more interior defensive line, played a 4-eye technique, which is on an offensive tackle. He also got to play on the edge, but this year he's gotten to play more on the edge, and that's where he really feels at home. I think with his physical development throughout his years here also, he's become, he came in about 225, 230. He's about 255, 260 now. And, he's really gotten more physical. So not only does he have the quickness that he's always had, but he's also a lot more physical than he was 3 years ago.
Seeing him kind of fight through, I know the whole right side of his body's pretty banged up right now. What is that like to see him kind of gut it out and get back in there whenever he can?
Yeah, speaking of guts, Tack is a blood and guts guy. He plays with all heart. And anytime you get the combination of an elite athlete with a big heart, you're going to get an exceptional player. I think he's really become a leader on this team. And just his teammates witnessing him going out every day. He's had an injury since camp. And he's fought it all the way through. And, he's had other injuries, 2 or 3 along the line. And he's one of those guys, he never wants to come out of the game. Always wants to be in there trying to make a play, help his teammates out. And I think, again, he's become a leader on this team.
You guys feel like you've got the run defense problems fixed from last week? I know they were doing those counters or whatever.
No question. We looked at the film after the game. We made the adjustments and to move forward. We know exactly what we're going to do if that comes again. So it should not happen again.
Colorado's a pretty good, pretty balanced team. What kind of challenges do they present?
They have a physical offensive line. I count 4 returning starters. I know their left tackle started last year and got hurt. So they have an experienced group. They've played a lot of ball games together. They have good athleticism. They run, a lot of pin and pull schemes, a lot of zone schemes, a lot of power schemes. So we have a big challenge this week, no question. I think the quarterback is an excellent player. Very athletic. He can run, he can throw, he can do it all. So they have a very good team.
What happened, it seemed like the unscouted look that Utah gave you was obviously a problem that lingered. How much of a challenge is that when you're getting an unscouted look to figure it out and make the adjustment on the fly as quickly as you can?
It's very difficult because, again, in college football, we don't get replays, we don't get photos. I know that is coming to college football. It's in NFL and it's also in high school currently that they can look at actual videotape or iPads, digital video on the sidelines. We can't do that yet. So we have to come together as a staff. We have to gather all the information from the coaches as well as the players to make that adjustment. So there's a lot of communication going on. And at times, it takes some time to figure out exactly what teams are doing.
Is that a matter? Can you just buy that equipment and install it and use it yourself, or you have to get approval from the NCAA to do those types of things?
Currently in college football, it's an NCAA rule.
Okay.
In high school, they use all different services they can use. Huddle obviously is a big one they use, but there's other services out there that the high school use. And in the NFL, I believe they use Exos, which is the system we have.
When might this be coming to college football?
It will come next year.
Next year.
Yeah, I know it was voted on this year, but they wanted to give it some time for everyone to get prepared financially to do it, as well as with equipment and things like that.
So are you looking forward to that?
I think it's going to be great for college football. Pictures are great, but I think the video would be really good. If you look at it, the kids would come off on the sidelines, you'd have your iPad right there, and you could actually review the series with them of what exactly happened. And then to make adjustments and things like that, it would be much more ideal when you have the tape right there.
Wow. And that'll make your job easier, obviously, just making adjustments.
Currently, but also the offense has it, so they're going to see our alignments, and
right.
They can, do different blocking schemes and things also. So the chess match would continue, but you'd have your answers immediately.
You're talking about having to take Tack out. Obviously, you can't leave him in there all the time. So what kind of goes on the sideline when you do have to take him out when he
Well, I
doesn't want
monitor
to?
Tack and all the rest of our defensive linemen on how many reps they have in the game. So we keep track of that, and we kind of have a set number of when we like to rotate. And so each player kind of has a different formula depending on their position, their size, that type of stuff. So I kind of, not to give you the whole answer, but I have a rotation. I like to use him. Obviously, I want him in there on key downs for sure. But, Tack's a guy that's been playing anywhere from 50 to 65 snaps a game, which is quite a few. And again, he's such an important piece to our defense. He brings such energy. He's really the spark on our defense to get everybody going. So, again, it's hard to take him off the field.
Does he ever fight you on
100%.
a few downs?
He never wants to come out. But most of the guys don't want to come out either. So they know going into the game, I tell them what their formula is going to be, and we stay consistent with it. Any other questions?